Hello. Till now, we were discussing the concept of totality in homeopathic practice, and we also saw how to perceive it in patient, study of patient, and we also study materia medica, how to study materia medica, so that we can match the symptoms in the patient and in the materia medica to arrive at a remedy. I suppose you have studied few books on materia medica I have suggested, and you must have realized that it is not possible to memorize materia medica. In fact, it is also not possible, when you are in the practice, when you are on the case in hand, to refer to materia medica even synoptically. Therefore, the repertories have been designed or prepared. What is repertory? Repertory gives a list of symptoms, and against that, the remedies which cover that symptom are listed. So, in a way, it gives the symptoms on one hand, and on the other hand, the list of remedies, and so this can be referred to find out the symptoms against that, the remedies which cover that particular symptom. We are not going to, sort of what we call the various repertories and evolution of repertories and all that. We will restrict ourselves to the repertories which we use in our day-to-day practice. We'll start with the practice itself. Now, suppose if a patient comes, how do we start? While taking case itself, that means during the interview itself, we try to search, we try to locate the important symptoms, maybe important locations which are very marked in a patient, or it may be sensation, or it may be modality. And once we have those, 2-3 symptoms, maybe one location, maybe throat, another symptom you will find the modality at some other place, but which is very marked and which is not common to the disease, So that characteristic sort of symptom are to be noted down, and then we refer to Phatak's repertory. Phatak's repertory gives more of generals. So we refer Phatak, and then naturally we come to you may say 3, 4, 5 remedies, and from that we try to select the remedy. Maybe we have to refer to Boger Synoptici, that materia medica section, so that we are able to differentiate. It may be possible, that Phatak's repertory may not provide that drug. Then we go to Boger Boningasan, but the section on generality. So it is a larger group of drugs, and it is possible that probably we may find or we may be able to select the remedy from that group of drugs. There may be occasions where the case may have multiple locations and many particulars, common particulars, common symptoms, and then we don't know, there has to be some characteristic, is it? So that is lacking. In that, what we do is, what is the most troublesome symptom? That we choose. Symptom, then that location, sensation, modality, and concomitant if possible. But it is possible that that symptom may not be complete in that. So that may be the occasion where it is also possible that in the case there may be 1 or 2 symptoms which are most recent. So we can take these 2 symptoms. That means the most troublesome symptoms with the location, one modality like that, and the recent symptom, and then we try to find out from Kane's repertory, where the Kane's repertory come to our handy reference, because it gives all details, all the symptoms are given in a detailed manner. So we use Kane for a specific location, specific symptom, specific modality, and of course generalities also, but generalities, as I said, are better given in the Phatak as well as Bogor-Bonninghausen characteristic and repertory. So when we do that, we may arrive at a group of remedy, and then naturally the final differentiation, of course, is to be done with the help of Materia Medica, and Boger synoptic key is very useful whenever we are confronted with this problem. There may be, some of the cases are quite often there are scanty, the symptoms are scanty. I mean, he may have only one location, and then, but he's troubled with that. In that situation, what is to be done? Because patient may not give the modality or characteristic which guide us to the selection of the remedy, because we are interested in what individualize the patient, what is the most characteristic symptom. But here there is no such thing, it's all scanty symptoms here and there. Then what is to be done? In that case, we refer whatever that symptom is, we refer to Phatak, we refer to Materia Medica, and then we try to dig out the case further and try to find out somewhere something, maybe some mental trait or maybe some history in the past which may give clue to one or two drugs, and then our knowledge of Materia Medica really matters, and then we give the drug. The drug may not act the way in which we want, but certainly maybe the patient, next time when he visits, he comes down with the other group of symptoms which may guide to a specific remedy. Or it may be also possible that even then we are not getting the real clue to the remedy, and the patient is as it is. In that case, we have to think of intercurrent. Give intercurrent, and then probably he may come out with more symptoms which may guide to a further selection of the drug. So what I want to impress upon you is, these are various different difficult situations, and constant use of repertory will actually convince us that it is possible to come over these difficulties. Here I would like to remind you Bogor-Bonninghausen. Of course, we talked about earlier Bogor-Bonninghausen's repertory, especially in fever cases. It is very useful, and so the constant use of repertory at the bedside is the royal way of getting acquainted with repertory, whether it is Kent, whether it is Bogor-Bonninghausen, whether it is Phatak. That's what the concluding remarks are. Thank you.